Hello, wonderful people, viewers and subscribers all over the world. Nigerians demanded that President Mohammed should make a speech. Yesterday night, he made the speech that left the entire Nigerian people speechless. And I must tell you, if you were expecting anything worth your 12 minutes time from that speech, anything that worth it, you are a learner. You don't know whom that man we called himself Buhari is. You don't know him. And I don't want to further waste your time analyzing that 12 minutes pre-recorded video. It wasn't live. We know it. They were just disgracing themselves in the name of live broadcast. Because I'm an editor, I understand a live broadcast and an edited video. Good. So, let me quickly address the issue on ground because the world is watching. And we must make our stand clear. Because we, the ENDSARS movement, we that are demanding for good governance and end to SARS, which had nothing to do with just police brutality, but has everything to do with the failed government in Nigeria. And we have stated what we meant by ENDSARS.
ENDSARS. E. Education and economic reform. N. Nigeria constitutional reform. D. Debt accountability. S. Stop fat salaries for politicians. A. Abroad medical trips. R. Restructure to regional government. S. Save costs of governance.
Now, the Nigerian politicians, this wicked and oppressive, never do well of a political class in Nigeria, introduced chaos, hoodlums, looting, destruction of lives and property, using the instrumentality of agency of government and security forces, partnering with terrorists, criminals, to discredit this honorable mandate to end SARS, which will ultimately bring to an end the wickedness of the system, the corruption of the politicians in power, and those that surround them. They know that this ENDSARS movement is not all about police brutality. They know that. They know where we are heading to. That is why they brought in this chaos to discredit ENDSARS movement. We protested. They now brought in hoodlums who are now rioting. Go to the streets. What you have seen in all parts of Nigeria now is different from what we saw last week from the ENDSARS movement protest. Very clear. You see looting of shops, you see burning of houses, you see stealing, chaos, death. This was introduced. And we have video evidence of it. And everybody and the whole world knows it. We used to say that we know the water where rain and the one where you pour for ground. The one where we are seeing now water where the politicians don't pour. That is bringing all this crisis to discredit one chance and opportunity to liberate Nigerians from their wickedness. But we must continue. We have stated it clearly what we meant by ENDSARS. After they have finished their jamboree, after they have finished and exhausted their wicked plan to discredit ENDSARS, we will continue where we stop when they finish with their coffee. This thing must continue. ENDSARS, we had made it clear and will continue to make it clear what we meant.
ENDSARS. E. Education and economic reform. N. Nigeria constitutional reform. D. Debt accountability. S. Stop-fast salaries for politicians. A. Abroad medical trips. R. Restructure to regional government. S. Save costs of governance.
And this demand, if not met, let me tell you, we will stop at nothing until the average Nigerians who are victims of the Nigerian failed state is liberated. We must be free. Look at what happened.
Our food plenty there, plenty.
Food plenty.
Our food plenty for there.
A warehouse of 600 feet by 600 feet, full of COVID-19 products, was discovered today. Look at people struggling to pass. This incident has been going on since 7 a.m. As I speak with you, sources say the warehouse has not gone off. Palliative that were supposed to be given to people during the COVID-19 period was hidden away in a warehouse, and Nigerians were dying of hunger and starvation. Look at this man struggling to survive.
Yes, can you imagine?
Look at him. Something that is supposed to be brought to his home.
This thing for the past 2 hours.
Look at it.
It is still full inside the warehouse.
You mean? Can you imagine?
Nigeria has more than enough. Nigeria has more than enough.
The Navy has collected their own. The armies have put their truck, collected their own. Immigration, custom, last man. And the warehouse has not gone half. The warehouse has not gone half. The warehouse has not gone half. Palliative for the poor, stored away. This is October 21st, 2020. Palliatives that were supposed to be shared in May were stored away. Some of the products are even expired. Look at how people are struggling.
2021.
No, some of you see. You see, people are struggling. You see. Look at it. Look at it. Not for sale. Not for sale. They stored it. Look at it. Not for sale. They stored it. Wait. Let me see the pack. Now see. Look at it. COVID-19. Not for sale. The poor are suffering, and they stored it in a warehouse. Look at people passing through canal just to survive. Hunger in the land.
A sachet of packaged tomato, 120 naira.
Look at people struggling to survive.
We are suffering.
Look at people.
Bag of rice, 40,000 naira.
Look at people.
These people are criminals.
I'm telling you.
We saw the palliatives for COVID-19. These are government officials in the state, Lagos State, where we saw them giving 1 derica of rice, 1 tin of tomato, 1 sachet of Indomie to a whole community of about 10,000 persons.
Okay.
So they give the whole community.
The waiting they give community.
Yes, the waiting they give the whole community.
Look at COVID-19 severance package.
This is what they give the whole community. This was an item. Yeah, I'm Abazepa Lonyeka, Ojuku Igbo, Chief Security Officer of Chairman Chief Security Officer of Tijan Salako. This is what COVID 2019 gave to the whole community. I want to see the whole item, and I want everybody to see it. That's my advice. Can you bring?
The government will begin to say that they've given out packages for COVID-19 people that stays at home. Look at it.
How many are we in the community?
1. Not up to 5 kg. I don't know what this thing is.
Start home.
People are staying at home. Look at it. It's not for me. This thing is not for me. It's for the community.
Community with over how many people?
Look at it, community that CDA that comprises over 5 streets. Look at it.
CDA from 5 streets.
The package.
Of how many houses?
If they cook this thing in my house, they will finish it in the next 2 hours. My house alone will finish this thing. Look at it. COVID-19 from Lagos State government. Look at what they give. They are not against them giving this thing, but the popularity they will give to it is my problem.
You can see what they gave to us, and they said a whole street. We have more than 400 and something houses in this street. So we are surprised that the government gave us this thing for 14 days of lockdown. So please, I want the Nigerian to look at this thing properly and for them to distribute it through social media so that the thing will get to the federal government and see what they are doing to people. People are seriously hungry and there's no money in the world. So please, brothers and sisters, I want you to share this to people so that people can see it. So they are not sharing anything. How could a street be can share this kind of thing? Imagine, it's not even up to 3 derika of rice. It's not even up to 3 derika of beans, and they are claiming to say they are sharing something. Please, I want you to, with this bread of 100 naira, a full street, can they share this kind of thing? Please and please, this is Egbe local government. So we want you to look into this issue. This is very, very bad. This is Olayinka Olugoke Street. It's very, very bad. Please, you government, to look into these things. It's very, very serious. God bless you.
One zone, zone 3 in Obadore, Alimosho local government. Make una follow me, they see my country people, everybody in this community. See this one na big see and this one na rice when they reach 2 derika with 2 sachets of tomato. Jesus, God don't punish them already. Later on they will say they send 10 billion. See the 10 billion here. See the 10 billion. Nigerian people, una well done. Una dey mad. You don't punish them already. Now them that virus go kill with them and the family. How many people want chop this one? Then they mad. Their father.
They stored these things. You see the amount of wickedness, blood-sucking demons you call your political class and elite class. You see it. This is the kind of things that we are talking about. This is the ENDSARS we are talking about. It is happening here. You see the kind of people you have as your government officials. You see the impunity running in this system. And you think by introducing rioting that you are going to stop this movement and continue in your wickedness. Hey, you have to rethink. We are smarter than you. I'm showing you my face for you to understand that, hey, let me tell you, the real ENDSARS movement have gone in to re-strategize. While your sponsored rioters wreaking havoc on the street are on the loose. By the time you finish your 24 hours coffee, by the way, let me tell you, in case you don't know, that by imposing 24 hours coffee is to also further the protest, because nothing will work. Everything is contemporarily shut down. Okay? Good. Use this time and opportunity to start addressing the issues we pointed out. Your fat salaries must be cut down. We must bring the end of this impunity you called document, Constitution, 1999 Constitution. We must bring it down. We must renegotiate this country. We must restructure this country into regional level so that we start addressing you, so that nobody will take it. Because what I'm seeing now is that the politicians using their instrument are trying to bring in tribalism into this movement. That has been their long-term strategy. That has been their old age, strategy to bring in tribalism to disunite and disconnect the ENDSARS movement. Okay? They are trying to incite the Yoruba people against the Igbo people and the Igbo people against the Hausa people. Let me tell you, this movement cuts across every ethnic nationality in Nigeria. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, whether you're Odudu or whether you are, whether you are Biafran. I keep saying it, that every Nigerian is a victim of this impunity, including those of the Nigerian police and that of the military. I keep saying it. I keep saying it. The only beneficiaries are the political class. Okay, you have to listen to this guy that made a categorical statement. Listen to it attentively. I'll be right back.
By 6 o'clock, then AY come on stage. When AY come on stage, after AY left the stage, it's not up to 3 minutes before they came in, they started shooting. They start to shoot everywhere. They don't start to kill us straight bullet. They don't kill a lot. They don't fall a lot of people. So my brother then shoot them for leg. I could not go agree. Make them kill us if they want kill us. Make them kill us. Everybody start to say make kill us if they want kill us. Now from there their commander can come around. Their commander can say make everybody stop. Make them stop the shooting. They can't stop the shooting. When their commander discovered they don't kill, their commander himself was not happy. You understand? Now there all of us can they provoke. So with the first, why they start to kill us? We not come for killing. The protesting are for peace. We come for. That's why they can't they kill us. They can't kill a lot of us. As with the holler now, with the vest, they kill us. Now there the commander released one van. So my brother, they won't carry my brother. I said, no, me, I must follow my brother. They don't shoot my brother for leg. So I got to follow them. Then take us to Bonny Camp. When we reach Bonny Camp military hospital, no lights, no nothing. When we reach Bonny Camp military hospital, no lights, no nothing. When we reach Bonny Camp military hospital, no lights, no nothing. They just give them drip. After they give us them drip for like 30 minutes, they carry us back to General Hospital. From there, then take them in. They start to take the treatment.
You heard him. Okay, now let me quickly point out something so that you understand how failed this system is, including the military that are being unleashed against the system. This guy said that they took them to military base. Their hospital, there was no light. They just gave them first aid. They were not properly equipped. This is a military base that should take care of the health care of the military personnel. They are not equipped. They don't have light. These are the same people that takes orders from their organs that have secured medical insurance abroad. They don't make use of those facilities that are dilapidated inside the military barrack. You heard him mention it. At a time when the Nigerian military hierarchy is denying that they were not involved. They are not answering who gave the order for that shooting at Lekki. And if you're expecting the president to make a speech regarding the killing at the Lekki toll gate, man, you learn this man, you learn these people. We know them, we understand them. Now, having said that, and having understood that including the military personnel, the Nigerian police force, who are just victims of the system, they are suffering like every other Nigerian. They are suffering like every other Nigerian. But let me just keep that aside. Now let me tell you, ENDSARS is not about police brutality. Police brutality is just like the symptom of malaria. Curing the symptoms of malaria do not cure malaria. This police brutality of a thing, police reform of a thing, is just like going to a tree, singling out one branch that is bearing rotten fruit to cut it out, and forgot that the major thing that is breeding that rotten fruit lies from the root. Go down to the root and start addressing the issue. And the root is what we mean by ENDSARS.
ENDSARS. E. Education and economic reform. N. Nigeria constitutional reform. D. Debt accountability. S. Stop fat salaries for politicians. A. Abroad medical trips. R. Restructure to regional government. S. Save costs of governance.
I keep bringing it to you so that I will keep emphasizing on it so that you will understand what we meant by ENDSARS. And these politicians that are playing to the gallery, thinking that we don't know what we're doing and what we're saying and what our demands are, we know that we are focused. By the time you finish with this, your coffee, you'll still come back and see us here. These demands must be met. These your fat salaries must be cut down. We must bring an end to overseas trip. Education for your children abroad. We must make law banning politicians and those in government occupying public office from sending their children abroad for their education. We must end it. We must bring to an end the Nigerian non-workable constitution, the constitution of impunity, the constitution that has subjugated the rest of Nigerians to the benefit of one single minority group that are migrants into this place. We must end fat salaries for politicians. We must bring to an end the corruption in the system. These debts that have been borrowed and it finds its way into the private purses of politicians must come to an end. They borrow this money to pay themselves fat salaries. They cut away all this money for themselves. They must bring down the salaries and pay and take home of politicians to at least, just let us be fair, to a university and lecturer or even professor, the amount they are paying them, whatever thing they are getting, let an average politician get the same. If that is the case, fine. And cut down all these essays, because even your essays have essays. And then you have to restructure this country into regional government. I keep saying it. Because it will stop this mind game of ethnicity, this divide and rule system, pitching each ethnicity against each other, telling us that it is because of an Hausa man in Abuja, that is why we are suffering in the east, or because of an Igbo man in Abuja, that is why we are suffering in the west, or that is a Yoruba man in Abuja, that is why we are suffering in the south. No. Regional security, regional judiciary, regional police, regional educational reform and economic growth. That is what we demand. And this is the irreducible minimum that we can accept. I have spoken. You see this your coffee, this your copy and paste coffee to continue in your impunity without addressing these issues you have mentioned. You will come back and you still. And this one will even, even as in Ndibo, we say that Okoko asin Okoko Jiopa zone na akpana na abosasia owolukwo onu na aturu ya. That fowl using leg they scatter shit. No do. Now to use him mouth, they chop the shit. Now him be the thing where the Nigerian governors are doing right now, declaring 24 hours coffee. Because the hunger will go beat Nigerians at this stage, we increase their anger. And more people will see reasons to join ENDSARS movement. Don't be part of this riot that is ravaging. This is not what we represent. I'm signing out. Keep liking, keep sharing. Make sure you share this video. That's so that everybody will get to know what we are saying. I'm signing out. I still remain Asuchinadu Peters, the voice of the people, the voice of God. Please do not listen to any person that is trying to cause division among us or trying to distract us from where we're heading to. I'm signing out. Stay safe. Goodbye.